Coming out is more important to us as opposed to conveying a message or telling something to other people. It's more about us being comfortable with who we are and move on with our lives as opposed to hiding something from people. It's a big relief and it frees you. Hi everyone, my name is Jed. I am from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I'm the designer at Jet North and JJ Malibu. The most interesting thing about me is I am actually a big introvert. I am most efficient and most productive when I'm by myself, and I love spending time by myself. What I love to do lately is gardening. I think coronavirus and lockdown sort of forced me to find a new hobby. I normalized being gay. So I identify myself as a man who happens to like other men. So I was worried about my father. However, the process was way easier than I thought. I guess the fact that the fact that it took me to ballet class when I was young, the fact that I watched a lot of Golden Girls when I was young, sort of just really give that away. So it was pretty obvious when I came out. Everyone knew except for me. It was a relief. Yeah. I vaguely remember I was 11 or 12 years old. My mom used to read those psychology or family related magazines, and I was just flipping through it, and I read an article about a guy talking about his sexual orientation. I look it up, and then the word homosexuality means, oh, a man likes another man. And then I just and then I believe internet came. I was pretty much online searching for material or things that I can read, and eventually I realized, wow, I'm not one of a kind. I am as normal as you get, and I sort of feel like I found the mothership. So it was weird because I had a girlfriend back then, and I was 17 or 18. She was pretty aggressive. We were young. We didn't know what we were thinking, I guess. Part of the argument after I came out to her was, you're not being honest with yourself. You're not being honest with your parents. You have to tell everyone the truth. And that sort of, I think she sort of propelled me to do so. I had a lot of straight friends, had a lot of friends in general. Back then, I didn't know if I was gay or straight. I just had a lot of guy friends who were straight. The kind of straight talk in the locker room, a lot of inappropriate languages were used. And for me to tell them that I'm gay, that I'm different than them, that was really, really awkward. Even though they all told me that it was okay. And I have to say the friendship didn't just disappear right away. It sort of fizzled out over the next couple of years. My mom sort of just knew all along. My dad, we didn't really talk about it. We didn't really get into it. He couldn't believe it, but he was okay with it. It was more like a don't ask, don't tell. My family structure is very Chinese, and also being gay sometimes sometimes puts extra pressure on my parents when they go out talk to other family members. I don't care what people talk about me, but when they go out, when they meet up with other family members, there is certain things we don't talk about. There's this, almost feels like this cloud hang over their head. Yeah, that's something I wish it doesn't exist, but it does. Are you seeing anyone? Do you have, can you bring him home? We just don't talk about that. But they're okay with it. I know if I really find the right person, I want to bring that person home, they'll be okay with it. Absolutely. Before coming out, I feel like I had to lie about who I am, who I like, especially with straight friends. Right around, I think when I was probably when I was 15 or 14, kids started watching porn. It was all straight porn, and I had to pretend that, oh yeah, she looks straight. I had to pretend to be part of that conversation. I understand there's underlying discrimination against gay people. There's a lot of inequalities everywhere. I totally get that. Personally, if I'm being honest, I haven't really encountered a lot of discrimination or mistreatment myself. So, the thought about telling your friends, telling your family is so scary. But trust me, I think talking with a lot of my friends, we realize that the majority of our families, they already know. You just need to come clean and then tell them the truth. Many of my gay friends, we all share a similar story. Like my family already knew, or they sort of figured out. So it's just, I think coming out is more important to us as opposed to conveying a message or telling something to other people. It's more about us being comfortable with who we are and move on with our lives, as opposed to hiding something from people. I think everyone should just come out and then do the right thing. Oh, absolutely. I think in 50 years, meat replacement will be very prevalent. Everyone will be eating meat made in the lab. I also think in 50 years, cars will start driving themselves. Nobody will drive a car. Driver's license will be obsolete. And I also think in 50 years, being gay is like, oh, I'm left-handed. So what? There's a lot of you guys there. There won't be any gay bars, which is a good thing in the sense that every bar is a gay bar in a sense. I don't think we need to come out in the future. You're out. You are who you are. You don't have to come out. You've been out. I'll be lying if I tell you no. Especially when I was a lot younger, I think being straight would be way easier. I think being gay enables us to see things from a male standpoint, also from a female standpoint. And that, a lot of times, is a huge advantage. You sort of incorporate good personality traits from both genders. I also think gay guys have better taste in terms of home decor, in terms of music, in terms of everything, comparing to our straight counterparts. Having a child, seeing your own offspring it changes your world. What used to be important is no longer important. I never intend to use the word gay role model on myself, but I feel like I want to do something to show the society that it's okay to be a single dad, it's okay to be a single mom, but it's also okay to be a single gay dad. Whenever people ask me a question about surrogacy or being a father, or anything related to that, I'll be happy to answer. And I guess deep inside, all I want to say is I want to make it very commonplace. Just because we have different sexual orientation doesn't mean we are deprived of the ability to love a young human being. I want to normalize that.
We'd love to hear your coming out story. So send us your video to queer@thequeernetwork.com, and you might end up on the Queer Network. Keep it queer.